Hull Kingston Rovers versus Hull FC, the derby, a huge game, branded by both clubs as the decider. Hull FC hoping to cement their Super 8 slot, Hull Kingston Rovers desperate not to get involved in the middle eights. It's a game that, like the River Hull, divides the city. A win in the derby will guarantee a good mood at work on Monday morning, while a defeat, glum faces all round. Chris Chester is in his first full season as head coach of Hull Kingston Rovers, and a top 8 finish is definitely a target. That task hasn't been made easier by the loss of Terry Campese and Albert Kelly ahead of the most crucial game of the season. That said, Kelly will undergo a late fitness test ahead of kick-off tonight.
I still genuinely feel it's in our hands, and we've got a home tie against us as rivals there, and another tough game against St Helens. But we win his next 2 games, we're in the 8, so it's it's up to us. We were disappointed with the second half performance last week, and we know we're a lot better than what we performed last week. So we're just looking. We just need to see a change in attitude defensively, and do the things that we're doing well leading up to the Huddersfield game. We're going full of confidence. We think we've got a plan to try and break their defence down, and we know we can score points. It's what we do when we haven't got the ball that we need to improve on.
Former FC and Robins halfback Paul Cooke has been giving his thoughts on his former teammates' predicament.
Ultimately, you've got to win games, and you've got to be in that top 8. And regardless of how attractive your brand of football is, if the results don't come with that, then people are going to be under the pump. I'm not saying Chris Chester is. I like Chris a lot, and I like his brand of football, and I think he needs time to stamp his authority on the team more than just 12 or 16 months he's been in charge now. So I do like the way they play. I think they've got to toughen up a little bit. I think they've got to toughen up defensively a hell of a lot. And in this game, there's no better game to perform in that way defensively.
Cooke going on his own, and Cooke scoring!
These games do bring out the best in players, and when you're given no chance in these games, you turn up and perform and get the result. So, if Albert Kelly is out, then everything suggests that Hull FC should win this game without the 2 starting halves, and you can probably back Hull KR to win it then.
At the Hull Daily Mail, the journalists who cover both clubs are torn on which way the fixture will go.
Yeah, speaking with quite a couple of the players, they really feel like they owe Hull KR, they really feel like they owe Hull KR, a victory. They really want to get one over on Rovers after the earlier season loss at the KC Stadium. They lost 20 points to 6, and that was quite a disappointing defeat for the team, and the fans are obviously really disappointed with that. They want to kind of get one back on their rivals on their own patch.
The pressure is on Hull to actually clinch that spot. Rovers, people have been saying they're going as favourites due to being at home. The home form's been really good this year, where the away form's not been so good. I would say all the pressure is on Hull to clinch that. Rovers, they've got a chance to arm, they've got to throw the ball about, they've got to really, strike when they can. If they can do that at home, then I can see them going all the way to win.
The Early Birds head coach is Lee Radford, and he knows that if some results went their way earlier in the season, they could be pushing for a top 4, not a top 8 finish.
Look, we've like most sides, we've had periods where we've had some injuries, and we've managed to pick a few results up. When them guys have not been playing. But it's been an entertaining season, I suppose, and one in which we want to finish on a high. The goal from the start of the year was to make the 8. That was all our goal was, and once you're in the 8, your aspirations change slightly, and I think we're in prime position to get that.
However, Hull's head honcho has been handed a boost by the probable return of club captain Gareth Ellis and experienced second rower Mark Minicello.
Obviously they're going to add to the squad, and the 17 that took the field last week against Castleford, I thought performed really well, in their absence. So we're missing obviously Mickey Pear and Feck and Kate Yeaman, but apart from that we're looking quite healthy. So that's where we're going to need to be going into the 8s.
Oh, he's lost it! The ball's bounced back, and Cooke will score!
80 minutes to decide a season. Will the Robins be bobbing?
Briscoe
Or will Old Faithful
will
be
score
sung
for the
out
Black
across the
Whites.
KC Lightstream Stadium? Final question, if you got a phone call this week from a player either east or west of the River Hull asking for words of advice from someone who has played in this game so many times, what would you say to them?
I'd say that they've been doing it since they've been kids. Rugby league's the easy part. I think once you step on the field, your natural instincts take over, and you should enjoy that. You should enjoy and savour the atmosphere and the game that you're privileged to be playing in, and do what you do best, you know, and relax and enjoy yourself and play football, because, as I said, that's the easy part for rugby players. The difficult part for them is to get it themselves mentally right and be ready to play. But, you know, once they're over the white line, then just let natural instinct take over and play the game. And I know it's difficult to probably comprehend for people, but not the occasion and not the derby and not what it's going to mean if you lose the game, because that can really cause you to seize up. And, you know, ultimately the 17 players from either team that take the field, you know, they have the ability to change the course of the result, and nobody else does, and that's a really privileged and honoured position to be in.